Welcome to Outback Outdoors. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.
Distraction. That's primarily in mule deer hunting how I use a decoy. Distraction. I'm trying to divert their attention so I can get drawn, so I can make the shot, so I can get them to stand up. Okay? But you don't want to pop it up 40 yards. You want to pop it up 200 yards. You want them to have a safe distance, right? Okay? Works well. Then my buddy Tanner, we call him Snoops because he can find any deer anywhere. We find this deer, good wind, he's up against a cut bank. Tanner's laying out his plan, but what he's telling me is, hey, when I get to this point, I'm going to give you this signal. Pop the decoy up and run down, don't run, but walk down the top ridge, show yourself and walk away from the buck. Because all he wants is the buck to go like this, to look. Because he's going to try and go up and around him. I'll let this play out. Well, Tanner's a big drink of water. He's about 6'2". He's hard to hide in the brush. I can get down in the brush and disappear. He's got a big old noggin on him too. So there's my signal. Okay, so I pop it up, I'm on the opposite ridge, and I'm starting to walk away with that deer. Watch that deer watch me. His ears go forward. Now there's no way he can see behind him. So he's about 7 yards from that buck. That's fun. I don't care who you are, I don't care where you're from. That's fun right there. You never see this reaction out of him. He's pretty straight-laced. He was so excited. That was pretty fun. I don't think you were with us on this, Larry. I think you'd already left. But this is a situation where we've been watching these bucks. There's some ag fields, and they go out and they bed in the sagebrush. And we'd watch them from quite a ways away, enough times to where we were frustrated. So we took an old saw, and we went, and I said, dadgummit, they walk by through here every day, and we're trying to sneak up on them. I said, why don't we just put a little ground blind up there, like a makeshift, cut some cedar boughs and make a makeshift. The neat thing about this is when we're up on this spot, we can glass these bucks. They come from all the way across here. So we have a pretty good heads up when they're coming. And then what is it, 200 yards from that point, probably around to where we set up. So as soon as we see them coming and we're like, okay, here they come. So they get up and they start milling around. We can identify which bucks are what. We got our spot scopes out. We're kind of cool like that, right? And then we're like, okay, we got to go. Because when they make a commitment to come around that corner, they're going to be on you. And they're going to be at about 40 yards. Now, this is the makeshift blind we made. And right away we come up and we're like, well, this looks good. This looks promising. And that is the buck that we had been after. Good mature buck. Look at that belly. Now he knows something's there, but we're just sitting there, not moving. His tail wags a little bit. It gives me an opportunity. I scrunch down, come to full draw. He's still a little bit leery. I don't necessarily... Okay, there we go. Oh, I can't shoot him now. I don't want to shoot two deer. Boom. So in this situation, rather than spotting and stalking, we just knew where they wanted to go, and we put ourselves in the position. But I don't like to go there where I can't see. I know it works sometimes. You're like, oh, these bucks are going to walk right by here. Okay, you pop up a blind and you sit there. You know, I do get the high score on solitaire, but that doesn't, I mean, a lot of times I'm peeing out the back window and the bucks walk by, right? Because I don't know they're coming. So in this situation, it's really cool because of the fact that we have a high spot where we can glass and then we can move into position pretty quick. So, anyway, we're almost done. I'm going to show you one more video, then I'll take some questions. All right, back to that broken country. I like to use this because we can run multiple camera angles and this and stuff. This time this buck, again, it's a colder day. He's not bedded up in a cut. He's not up in some brush. He's literally at the point, kind of out in the open. So I'm looking at the country thinking, how do I get to him? This is CJ. It's my turn to hunt because we kind of tag team. You know, he gets to hunt one buck and then the next stalk, unless it's past 20 yards, then I get to hunt them all because he can't shoot past it. Poor CJ. So here we go. We're going over there. We're making ourselves a plan. He's going to actually go over here with the decoy in case he needs to pop it up. And I'm in a situation where I'm going to start working over. I'm going to put my sneakies on. Okay? Now, I have the most tender feet in the world. I can't walk across carpet barefoot without limping. I don't know what it is. I grew up in New Mexico, and so you didn't go outside without your shoes on because they had thorns, goat heads. I mean, it was everything prick, stuck, or bit you. So I never went barefoot. So I got the softest shoes possible. So I've tried a bunch of different mucks and stuff like that. Anything that just keeps me out of the cactus, I'm good with. But you'll see I'm walking like I'm lame a little bit anyway. I am kind of lame. But it allows me to get a little quieter. I'm going to move into position until I have to get on my hands and knees. Here's the problem. I know where he is from the front, but I'm coming from the left side. Remember I said everything looks different? My plan is to put this bush between me and him. The problem was, he was further back as I'm coming in. I needed to be here to keep this bush between me and him. I don't know that yet. So I'm still expecting, as I look around the bush, for him to be laying out there. In fact, he's over there. So as soon as I get actually into where I crest over a little bit, he sees me. I think my spotter fell asleep that day. Now watch him look. He looks, he goes, I'm out of here. So I go ahead and come to full draw. Now I have ranged every yucca in that draw. And he stopped at 50 yards. And I put it right by the, because he was quartering away, right by the back rib. So we don't always shoot him at 20. We don't always shoot him at 7. So he ran over and wasn't feeling very good, and we'll spare all the details. He went down post haste and died there. So it worked out pretty well, but it wasn't the perfect plan, which was basically to be in position. I had to draw and hope that he gave me that mule deer look back, and he did. And it just so happened he stopped right by a yucca bush that I needed the exact yardage of. So, questions? What do you guys think? Did you learn something? I hope so. Sir?
How far do they run after you hit them?
That's a great question. How far do they run after you hit them? Matters where you hit them. I've had deer not make it out of the little draw I'm in, and I've tracked deer a half a mile with a good shot, with a very good shot. That opens up a whole another can of worms about broadheads. What type of broadhead should you be shooting? You know, we're not going to get into that today because we don't have time. The number one thing is accuracy and efficient range. You need to know what that is. You need to hit what you're aiming at. And you need to understand deer anatomy. That'll help. Sir?
How do you narrow down your glassing spots? If you have 3 glassing spots, how do you choose this one?
Great question. How do you narrow down your glassing spots? You have 3 to choose from. Which one do you choose? To be honest, we split up. I'm usually hunting with a buddy or 2. And we'll split up and try and hit them all. Because every glassing spot's going to have a different angle. Or we'll glass one, head to the next, head to the next. Okay? I mean, the moment we see a buck that's a target buck, okay, we're here. You know, that the game changes. But if I'm still looking, I'm not scared to move. And I actually want to have numerous. I don't want to just have one. Good question. Anything else? Well, guys, thanks so much for taking the time on a wonderful Sunday. Don't forget to go on YouTube, Outback Outdoors. We're starting to post all our old shows, last 15 years of hunting escapades. And some of these you might recognize because I've shortened the whole hunt down to these little clips. Thank you again. I'm Trevon Stoltzfus. As long as there's no other question, I'll sign off. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching Outback Outdoors. We encourage you to comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.